The new year is now upon us. 2024 is now a thing of the past. January is back and people feel the passing of time has led them into a new chapter of life. It's the new year, things will be different. I'll get my life in order. I'll go to the gym more. I'll eat better. All sorts of claims are made and good intentions come to mind. However, we all know that all too often, these things rarely actually stick. Why is that? I'm not here to explore the science of it, just give my view on it. I think New Year's resolutions fail similarly to how diets fail. People jump straight into eating differently and change up whatever they consume, and their body's just not used to the new intake of foods, and it craves the things that it used to. Maybe it's the taste of what you're eating, maybe it's the lack of sugar your body is used to processing. Whatever it is, the drastic change is so different from how you're used to living that it becomes very hard to make that switch. That is why I'm not a fan of New Year's resolutions. New Year's resolutions are basically saying, I'm going to make this change in my life, and it is usually something you have to start and stick to, usually with a pretty high chance of failure. There are plenty of studies that show most resolutions don't even make it past January. Trying to make a change and failing so early on is really discouraging, and it's a great way to make you feel bad about yourself. That's why for the past few years, I've been setting goals instead of making resolutions. Wait, how are goals different from resolution? Well, I'm glad you asked. If you didn't, let's just pretend you did. The dictionary definition of resolution is a firm decision to do or not to do something. The dictionary definition of goal is the object of a person's ambition or effort. See the difference? A resolution is a do or do not, there is no try. You say you're going to do something, therefore you have to stick to it. If it's a goal, that means you may not achieve it, but you're still working towards something and progressing at least a little bit. So even if you don't fully achieve your goal, you're still at least a little bit further than you were before. Personally, what I do is I grab a sheet of lined paper and try to write down one goal on each line that I think I can achieve by the end of the year. I purposely make some really easy to achieve and others a lot more difficult but still attainable. Some of the harder ones I'll actually have to push myself quite a bit to make it happen, but I don't think it's too lofty of a goal. To make this more understandable, let me walk you through a handful of the goals I made and why I decided to add them to the list. 3 of my goals are to read 5 books, get 100% on 15 Steam games, and to watch and review 30 movies on Letterboxd. These specific goals are put in place to remind myself that taking time to relax and enjoy myself is important. It's way too easy to get caught up in everything that happens around you, so it's important to take some time to disconnect and recharge. I have some other goals such as monetizing my YouTube channel, finishing my short story collection, booking at least 2 tours as a photographer, and booking at least 3 different acting or voiceover roles. I have these goals because of my career aspirations. I see no reason why I can't simultaneously pursue being a writer, photographer, and actor, while also doing YouTube and streaming on the side. Having these goals in place gives me something to work towards that I feel is achievable if I put in enough work. I also keep them relatively small scale, because while having big dreams isn't a bad thing, I prefer to view things in increments rather than just going for the gold, so to speak. If I can consistently complete, achieve, and grow in small doses, then I'll surely achieve success at some point, so I might as well just keep working at it. Another goal I have is to burn 20,000 calories in the gym this year. I go to a Planet Fitness about 20 or so minutes away from my house, and they have this thing in their app where you can track your activities and it'll tell you how many calories you burned. While the number isn't exact, it's at least a good estimate to track how active you've been in the gym. Instead of making a resolution to go to the gym at least twice a week or something similar, I think the preferable alternative would be to have a numeric goal so I have the whole year to try to achieve it. And even if I don't, at least I'll have been intentional about going to the gym and I'll be healthier for it. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, I took a lined sheet of paper and put one goal on each line. I'm not going to read the rest of them, but I hope you guys see the point that I'm trying to make. Changing your mindset to one of achieving goals instead of not breaking a promise takes your intentions and frames them in the positive instead of the negative. Trying to achieve something means you are improving and striving to be better, whereas trying not to do something puts you into a more stressful situation because you feel that if you cannot make good on a promise you made to yourself, you're a failure. Don't think that way. Just find ways to improve yourself and strive to be better as often as you can, and I promise you will see improvement.